Hey everyone, in this video we will connect MongoDB database with Express.js server. So let's set up the project. Open a terminal and execute npm init command. This command helps to initialize a Node.js project. It asks a project name and version. You can define description as well and entry point. So this npm init command create a packet.json file over here, and this packet.json file describe the version, description, author and dependencies or script or etc. The purpose of creating a packet.json file is to keep tracking the dependencies and project information. So first I create an index.js file. Here I write console log hello. For execute this file, I can write node index.js, but I want to run this file through packet.json. So in this script field, so here I define node index.js and here I write start. So when I execute npm run start command, there's execute index.file. One more thing, I want to install one more dependency, which is NodeMon. So for that I install npm I NodeMon. So NodeMon helps to listening continuously to this index.file. So here I'm write node mod instead of node. So when I execute this file, it's continuously listen my index.js file. So for example, hello world. So it's run every time. Now I create an Express.js server. So for that I install Express. First of all I removed it and create a one variable express is equals to required from express. Express. It's my typo mistake. Yeah. So I can use. So basically I import the Express.js from my dependencies and store into Express variable. Now I create a one variable and transfer all the power of Express.js into app. So for that I write express and call it. Now I can write all the methods using app. For example, here I write app.get method, and this get method take two parameters. First is path and the second is callback. And this callback takes request and response. The first value is request and the second value is response. Now I send a simple response using response.send, and here I pass string. When I go into my browser on this path, it's written hello. But before that we define a port number. So here I create a one variable port is equals to 3000, and Now I write app.listen method, and this listen method takes two parameters. First of all, port number, and the second one is callback function. Here I log the string. Now I go to this browser and search for this path. For that, localhost 3000 port number. You can see hello over here. Now our Express.js server is ready, but he use modern import syntax. For example, import express from express. This syntax is widely used instead of this. To use this syntax, we define a type in a package.json file. So here I define a type module so that I can use this syntax for the import any module. One more thing, now I want to store a port number secretly, so user cannot access this port number directly. So for that, I create a one file .env. Here I just define a port variable. To import this .env file, we install one package, npm i.env. Oops. So now import the .env file, .env from .env, and here I configure the .env file. So for that, here I write .env.config, and no need this variable, and here I write process.env.port instead of only port variable. So .env module helps to read the value from env file. Make sure you configure .env module so that .env read the value from .env. Now we check our project is work or not. Yes, our project runs perfectly. Now we want to connect the database. So for that, I create one more folder, utils. So in this utils folder, I create db.js file. So here we write a code of connect MongoDB database. To connect MongoDB database, we use one package which is Mongoose. So I install Mongoose. Now I import a Mongoose module. Import Mongoose from Mongoose. Mongoose helps to connect the database with Express.js server. Now I write mongoose.connect, and here I define the connection string. So for that, I go to this env file and define MongoDB URL. So for that, you can go MongoDB website. After connecting the account, after logging the account, go to the clusters If you not have a cluster, then create this cluster and connect this cluster, and you can see the connection string over here. You just copy this. So define our MongoDB URL password. Here I write my password. So here I define the MongoDB URL with the password. Now I go to this db.js file, and to access the MongoDB URL I write import .env module env from .env. Now I configure .env config. Now process .env .mongo URL, and this connects function the return a promise. So for that here I write .then, and it's take one callback function which is console.log. If our database connects successfully, then execute this log. And if something error, then we catch that error. So for that .catch, and we catch that error, and we'll log this error in terminal. But now I want to call this code from the index.js. So for that I store this code into one variable. So here I write const.connectDB, and is equals to that particular code I write into one function. Now I export this connection DB, export default. Mongoose.connect function takes some time to connect the database. So for that reason I write await and make async this function. Now I just call this connectDB in index.js file. Export connectDB, but we not import connect.db. So first of all I import connectDB. You make sure you write .js over here, and so I have done some typo mistake in import statements. So our server is running successfully and database connect successfully. So in this video we create and this express server connect with database using Mongoose. In next video we will create a MongoDB schema. So thank you for watching. Bye.